Sorry, I like that way too much, and I'm having a good time with it. So, hi,
Well,
Kara.
hello, hello, hello.
It's our sweet Subversive show. Happy
It is.
Wednesday.
Yes, we had to miss last Wednesday because I was on the road.
Yes, you were road trip. That's way
Yes,
more fun.
and it was fun. I had a really good time.
I was living vicariously through your awesome pictures and the fattest ground. It's not a groundhog. What are they called out there?
No, prairie dog.
Prairie dogs, like the fattest prairie dog like I've ever
Ever,
seen. What did
ever.
it eat? Like Oreos and Doritos and stuff? I
I know,
mean,
right?
that dude
I
looked
didn't know you
healthy.
could get that fat eating peanuts,
Well,
but you can.
when you're that cute though, people keep giving them to you. You're just like,
Oh
keep
my God.
eating.
And they had so many that the prairie dogs were even kind of like, I mean, I suppose I could eat one,
You're like, but I don't have to.
but
That's
it was so
awesome.
cute.
I love those little guys. They look so happy.
Oh my God, yeah. And so the trip that I took was with my parents. And so we were headed to Colorado to celebrate my son's engagement to his girlfriend. So that was really good. And so we did it like a loop. We
Oh,
went from Minnesota to South Dakota and then down into Colorado where my son lives. And then when
yeah.
we came back, we went through Nebraska and then Iowa and up. So we did like a square.
Did you do Taco Tico?
We didn't. We
No.
were gonna hit it at the wrong time. I know. I wanted
Oh.
to, but
I know out of all the things that you could have seen on that trip, the one thing I asked, like Taco Tico, I'm like, yeah, that's probably a low priority thing considering
it
you're
was
small.
kind of a high priority thing. But like by that time in the trip, we had eaten so much.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
because like we weren't gonna miss a meal, right?
No, I'm
And
all about eating.
so by the day that we came back, which was Monday, I didn't even want to eat anything.
You're like, "Ugh."
We stopped for lunch and I got a salad and I had a few bites of it and then I was like, and then I just put my napkin over the top of it
You're like, no.
because I'm like, I feel ill.
Oh my God,
I
you did eat a
can't
lot.
eat anymore.
But there's so much good food out that way, I
There
mean,
was, and we ate it.
that's
We ate
awesome.
it. So we looked like those prairie dogs. We were like those prairie dogs with a peanut. We're like,
For me,
I suppose I could eat that, but I'm not
one
really
more
hungry.
run.
But, oh my God, yeah.
What
But it
was your
was fun.
favorite thing that you saw on the way?
The prairie dogs.
The prairie dog. You're so freaking cute. I stared at those pictures. I'm just like, I wish there was some way you could reach through the screen and just touch those little guys. They probably bite you and give you something, but
So I want those prairie dogs. So the place that we stop, when you go down into the Badlands, they have the Badlands Loop,
oh yeah.
right? So you go down to interior and then up to Wall Drug,
Oh
basically,
yeah. I love
right?
Walden.
And so right when you turn off, there is on your right like a gas station and a store. And then if you drive just like maybe a mile more, there's a place called the Ranch Store. And
Does it have ranch dressing or is it like
no, it's
dang it.
Prairie Dog Ranch.
Oh, even better. Oh God.
So they have like this area kind of fenced off, and that's where the prairie dogs are.
Oh,
And so you buy peanuts in the store and then you feed the prairie dogs. And if you are gentle, the prairie dogs will take the peanut right from your fingers.
God.
And
Oh,
it's so cute. And in fact, like, so I sat down on the ground and I was trying to lure one prairie dog with a peanut. And then I felt a little on my toe. And I looked over and it was another prairie dog who was like, please, ma'am, may I have a peanut? Like,
God.
had just taken its little claws and just gone shoo, shoo, very
Oh
lightly.
God. How
And
cute.
so then I fed it the peanut, and oh my God, it was so cute. And then it wanted to crawl into my lap, which I was like, okay, no, because you are a wild animal. You still are
It,
a wild animal.
yeah, because like you like them now, but if they start like flipping out on you, that would not be the best.
Right. I'm like, what if I moved suddenly or, whatever, scared it and it bit me, like,
Things happen.
and then like if you get bit, then like, will they get in trouble? Will they kill the prairie dogs? I don't want the prairie dogs killed. So I was just like, no, no, no,
I
little
like that
prairie
your
dog.
first thought was that, not like, could I get the plague? Could I get something else? It's
See,
like,
these are healthy prairie dogs because that store is in partnership with the university. And so
oh,
the university does like studies on the prairie dogs, and in return, the prairie dogs get free medical care.
oh my God. So these like prairie dogs are living the high life.
Hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
Your glass just said vodka, and I'm like, yes. That's so
Yeah. So
cool.
that was my favorite thing. Then the next favorite thing was probably just going in the Badlands.
I
The
love it out
Badlands are
there.
just incredibly, breathtakingly gorgeous.
It really is, and I can never see a picture of it where it looks as cool as I remember it
Yeah.
because you're there and it's like purples and dark blues in it, and
It's
then you see a picture
gorgeous.
and it's just like light hits it and it's like amazing, and all of a sudden you look at pictures and it's gray and you're like, what the hell? This looked amazing, and I saw it and it looked amazing, and these
Yeah.
pictures look like shit. So, I mean, it's just like you have to go. If you've never been
Yes.
out to the Badlands, people, you got to go. It's
And
amazing,
yeah,
worth it.
totally worth it. And then, the Black Hills, and that's beautiful. Colorado, of course, is
Oh my
beautiful.
God, it's
So,
gorgeous.
I mean, the whole trip was kind of amazing and beautiful and wonderful and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things that I've really liked, I mean, I like going to South Dakota
Mhm.
anyway. Every year I like it.
That's right. But
Um,
this year seems
this
like
year,
extra special.
yes, this year it is my escape.
Yes.
And for some people they're like, oh, it's an escape from like masks or whatever, and for
No.
me, like that's not the deal. Um, because depending on there are a few towns that have, masking policies, and maybe individual stores doing that kind of stuff, but they really don't have like the mandates. But the difference is, and you don't notice it when you're in Minnesota. Like when you're in Minnesota, your interactions with everyone are what you now see as normal,
Yeah.
right? And when you
Right.
go to South Dakota, you realize, holy shit, are people freaking out and angry and effing mean in Minnesota? Like
They
just
are.
mean,
And like
angry, mean.
Minnesota nice doesn't exist this year.
It's
Not
gone.
at all. Not even the fake nice.
No.
It's so different when you go to a state like South Dakota and everyone's like really chill and you know
Just
what they're
friendly.
yeah, friendly, and it's
Just
like
friendly.
you can feel
Happy.
it when you walk into like even like you're just walking into a space and you're just like people are like, hey, I had people say hi to me when we were there,
Yeah.
and now like in Minnesota it's like you walk around and we're all wearing our masks, but nobody will even like nod or say anything. They're just like
No.
trucking to wherever they gotta go, or
And
they give you evil looks.
you realize how bad it is here, like how, like just that bad, angry, anxious,
I don't know why though.
non-friendly vibe that is happening. Um, and when you go outside of the state, because it was the same in Iowa too. Like when we went through Iowa, it was the same. And here's the other thing though, when we went through Colorado, and Colorado has even more stringent um, guidelines than Minnesota.
That's right.
And they were like happy and friendly and engaging, and
What's our problem? I
I
don't
don't know.
understand it because I totally
I don't
felt
know.
that same way. And I go down to Iowa. I got family down there. We go to
Shocking.
South Dakota, and people were just nice.
Yeah, it was shocking. It's shocking. And and I even like, because we've gone to South Dakota a couple times this year now. So I kind of knew that, like I knew it again, right? But then when I went there again, it was shocking again. Like even though I knew that was going to be the difference, it was shocking again. And then I thought, well, we'll see when we go to Colorado what that's like.
You'd think it would be the same like as Minnesota because they're kind of that same sort of demographic, right? You know, a little more liberal. You
But
know,
here's the thing, they are out and about.
yeah.
So even though they have you know, like the same kind of restrictions on dining and all that kind of stuff that we do, their population is out and about and enjoying things. Like they are outside. Like they're outside
Yeah.
all the time and they're doing stuff and they're engaged and they're just still like doing things and engaging and finding ways to interact with one another and all that kind of stuff. Um,
To make it work.
yeah,
Mhm. And I feel like when I've done stuff around, you know, Minnesota and I try,
yeah,
and it's it's so weird because even people who like me that I consider friends, it's awkward.
it
It's
is awkward.
it's not relaxed at all, and I'm like always like trying to, you know, gauge it, you know, like how close can I be? Should I go further? Should I get closer? What? But then like in these other states, it's just like, you know, it's like everybody kind of knows what to do, and it's like we're all on the same page. I don't know why.
I don't get it either. Yeah, I don't know either. And, you know, yeah, even just like going in a store or a gas station or a restaurant or a
I just don't get it.
cow.
Oh,
I
I'm,
don't know.
but I'm glad
I don't
that
know.
you.
And I hate trashing on my home state.
I know.
I don't want to be I don't want to be trashing on it. And I can't figure out what it is.
Because we have like
I don't know
parks.
what it
It's
is.
not like we don't have parks and stuff for people to do outside, you know? Like why is it so different, you know?
I
Is
don't
it that Nordic like I'm gonna be angry about this and I'm taking you all down with me, you
I
know?
don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
It's scary. But at least, you know, you had little furry friends to kind
I
of
did. I did
make
have little
you.
furry friends.
I'm surprised one of these days Kara's going to be like, look, I'll come over to your house and go, you can't tell anybody, but look what I have. I'll be like, oh my God.
Yes.
You have to take that back. And you'd be like, never.
I'll tell you, when I retire, it's probably going to be in that Badlands area, and I am going to have a big old yard of prairie dogs.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
and I want to have like a center courtyard in my house that the prairie dogs can dig their little tunnels and come up into my house. So I can be like sitting on the couch, chilling, watching TV with my prairie dogs.
Oh my God. How awesome would that be?
I
I
want
can
that
like,
life.
I think it'd be neat. Like if you could have like, you know, in the zoos where they have the little clear wall and you can like look and you can see their little tunnels and you can watch them and stuff underground
See
and
their
then
little babies.
see their babies. Oh, I would just sit there and stare all day. That'd be. I know this has got to be the weirdest show for anybody who's like, oh
It's
my
the
God,
prairie dog show.
it's the fairy dog show. Yes, and I was just like, oh, they're so cute. I love
Oh,
looking at.
so talking about animals, we
Yes,
do have some cute Libertarian Party news.
yes, we do. Is it about the new like our animal that what do you call it?
Yes, yes, like a mascot.
Mascot. I was like gonna go our animal.
Yes, our
It
LP animal.
Our LP mascot has officially been announced last week, and I am super thrilled because I kind of assumed it always was, but it hadn't been official.
Right.
So, let me go find a picture of it, and then we can just like say that's what it is.
Yay.
Okay, I'm gonna
Which I
find
was
it.
really happy about.
Oh, this is the wrong color. Like that's not gonna work. That's the old one. This one looks like it. Is this right? Is this the official one? We'll see. I'm going to show it to you and you'll probably go, that's wrong. And I'll go, okay, but that's okay. Let's look. Okay. Let's see if I can get my shit together. Okay. Yeah, share screen. And we're going to look at that guy. I could probably find it somewhere else. Like that. Libertarian
Yes.
Party porcupine.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's the official one.
Yeah. I think they'll like come up with what the official logo might look like on that.
Yeah.
And then I just sent you something in chat. Hopefully it hopped
Oh,
over to you.
okay. Let me. I got confused by my own like. Okay, here I go. Look at my chat. Wait, which chat? Oh, this thing. Here we go.
So pop that up because
I
in
can do it.
honor of that, in honor of the LP making the porcupine the official mascot,
Yeah.
the Libertarian Party of Idaho did something really neat that I'm hoping we can copy here in Minnesota.
Let's see. Is this the right page? Where did it go? I'm not sure which one. Let me look at this really quick. No, not that guy. Where did he go? I just opened it. Sons of. Oh. Well, there.
Oh,
That'll work. Okay, I got
got
it.
it.
I got it. I'm just like confusing myself. Whoa, that looked weird.
Ooh.
That didn't work right. Here, let me try one more time. Technical difficulties. Okay, so
Because I sprang it on you.
yeah. It should be this one. That. There? Is that the
Yes.
one?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Libertarian Party of Idaho, as you can see, they adopted the porcupine at the Boise Zoo. And so
Yay!
there will be a plaque that goes up at that animal's enclosure in honor of David Nolan,
Oh my
one of
goodness!
our founders of the party, um,
Yay!
that the Libertarian Party of Idaho has adopted this
Can
wonderful little
Minnesota do that?
American porcupine. So I'm like hoping maybe we can do that in Minnesota.
That would be so cool, Kara. I
Yeah.
love that
And like
idea.
maybe other states will do that. I don't know. But I'm like, and they did it really quick. I was like, holy cow, man, they hopped on that and did it.
They
So I'm
probably like, if
kind of
that isn't
jealous.
official, then we're gonna adopt one.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous about that.
Right? Like one of the highlights in my life was when Kara and I went to the Minnesota Renaissance Festival and got to see a porcupine there. And
Yes.
I have some quills, like they shoot them out or something. They let them
Yep.
go. I
They
always
should.
imagine it's like a machine gun, but I don't think that's what it's like. But I have a couple of them like right over and like in I think my cabinet somewhere. So that way, if I need to, I can like have my
Yes.
porcupine weapons ready. I think we should do that. How cool would that
I
be?
know. I got to find out how much it is.
Mm. Might have to be a fundraiser sort of thing, It might not be as easy. But sometimes they like just having the press too, like have people interested, and so sometimes it's lower than you'd think just to
Yeah.
do it every year, just keep renewing it or something. Instead of a lifetime one, like it's our porcupine now. We can take them home with us, right? And they'd be like,
Exactly.
like
So since the last time we had Sweet Subversives, we've had a few events. We did have the LNC event where, yes, porcupine became the animal.
that was awesome.
We also had a vice presidential candidate, Spike Cohen, came to Minnesota,
That was great.
and he door knocked for a mayoral candidate of ours, Chris
Yeah.
Klebier. And so that was very fun. That was great. And, and also when the LNC was here, they also door knocked for that candidate as well. So we had a LNC executive board who were totally on board with hands-on activism, including our new chair, Joe Bishop Henchman. And so that was really neat. So they door knocked for him. We had food that evening. We had entertainment. We had like 3 comedians that performed. So it was a really great night. And we were able to knock almost 3 entire precincts that night.
That's huge.
That was a big deal.
Yeah.
And then, so then Spike came just a couple days later. And so we quickly organized another day of door knocking and got that done. And, we had probably like almost 20 so people, maybe a little more door knocking that night. So we were able to finish up pretty much the rest of the city. on
That's
door knocking.
amazing.
I know.
Like
I
what we
know.
can do if we all get together and help each other out.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, that was an incredible number of doors that were knocked, and they people got a really good response. The door knocking went really well. There was good feedback from it. People were asking for yard signs. So yeah, it went really well. And there again, I mean, we had our presidential candidate knocking doors for another candidate.
Isn't that amazing?
Do other parties do that?
I
No.
doubt
No,
it.
they do not.
No. And honestly, I mean, it just tells a lot about how cool the Libertarian Party is that we
Yeah.
want to help each other out and succeed.
Yeah. Yeah. And Spike was amazing. He was wonderful.
Such a
His
nice guy.
wife was incredibly gracious and wonderful. We went out to dinner and drinks afterwards. I had city council, so I had to get things started,
Oh
run to
my
city
God.
council, do that, and then
You're
run
like,
back.
juggle, 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 juggle.
Yeah, and then meet everyone out and make sure that went well and all that kind of stuff. And then, and then the next morning was when I picked my parents up and we started driving to Colorado.
Oh, so like you probably are, yeah, you need to clone yourself.
I
You like
do.
burning both ends of the candle. If
Yes.
actually if there was two more ends and added into that, it's more like what Kara is doing right now.
Yeah, I'm like a 3-wick candle right now.
Holy moly.
But yeah, so it was really great. And now,
Oh yeah,
Friday,
Joe
we have
Jorgensen.
Joe Jorgensen and Spike is coming again.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Same day. So,
Same day. Oh.
and so they will be coming to my town of Burnsville. So I get to welcome
Yay.
them, and we are having a rally. And we're going back and forth with the state, which hopefully we have done the last reiteration of our COVID plan so that it can be accepted so we can have our event.
I would
Because
say that they make you jump and they make everyone jump through so many hoops. And
state has got a state. So
they're like, let's make this more difficult.
but we are doing that. We are going by all the regulations that they have in place because of our governor's executive order, and so we are ready, and we've got like 20 some volunteers who are helping. The event is capped at 250 people, and we're definitely going to hit that cap. So
yeah,
people out there, if you want to attend, you better get there early.
yes.
It starts at 5:45, but you better get there early because for one thing, we have to screen people before they walk in, which means we have to ask them, do you have a fever? Do you?
Oh,
So we got to do that for each person.
that's bonkers.
So we will do that. So we will get people as quickly as possible and get them in and get them their spot. It's outside in just a gorgeous park. There is a restaurant that is right next door, so people can have food and drinks and all that kind of stuff. And
perfect. Oh my God, it's going to be so much fun.
And the weather's going to be perfect. Sunny and 82.
I know it's going to be like a second summer. So yeah, like if you're going to come to Minnesota, this is the time to do it. Plus, then like some of the trees are starting to change color because it's autumn. Autumnal equinox was yesterday.
Yes.
And so the trees are starting to change color here. It's beautiful.
Yes.
And yet we're going to have like 80-degree weather next week, like Friday and Saturday, I think. So it's like going to be gorgeous.
Yes. So I'm very excited for this event. I'm super excited.
I think they're going to be
doing a 3-minute speech, which I still have to polish up.
You got this.
I have my outline set, so I just got to polish it up, make it very concise. 3 minutes.
Get in, get out, say what you need to say. You're going to do perfect.
People aren't there to listen to me. They are there to see Joe.
But at the same time, it's good to introduce people and let them know what to expect. But
and welcome them to my city.
Exactly, it's your city. I was like, it's like your city, you own it, but you're on city council, so you represent it, and and you want to put this is why you're here. This is an awesome city, like that kind of
It
thing.
is. It is an awesome
It
city.
is. I love Burnsville. It's so cool. And I mean, I feel like I can do advertisements for it right now, but I always see like the cool stuff that they're doing there. Like, they got
Yes.
like cool events coming up. I saw there's some like music outside things, and like there's been way more in your community than we have in any other little town
We
around
are
here.
having a ton of events in our community. In fact, Saturday we're having a dog event in our community. So
Oh my
people can
God.
dress up their dog, and we're having a dog parade, and there will be vendors at the park with dog related toys and products, and there will be food trucks for both people and dogs
Oh
for
my,
snacks.
food truck for
So
dogs? What?
yeah, yeah. Um,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
so it's like a all day kind of event, like I think most afternoon actually. So yeah, so that's happening in my town on Saturday. So
That's so cool. I
if you
mean,
like the puppers,
who doesn't? I mean, if somebody says they don't like dogs, I'm like, what's wrong with you? I mean,
exactly.
I do like cats a little bit more just because I got to work so hard for them. But like I grew up with a cat and a dog, and I love him. So yes, that's the kind of stuff I wish we had more of where I live. And I just feel like that's why Burnsville is the coolest, because probably has something to do with you. I have a feeling because like you make good things happen there. And
Well, we have a good staff, and we told them we understand that there are executive orders. Like
you can't go around that.
it is what it is.
It is
Um,
what it is.
but come up with creative ways that we can still do a ton of fun activities. And they have. They
That's
have.
what is so awesome. I love that. I
Yeah.
mean, I see a lot of communities that have just like given up.
Oh,
They're
yeah. They're just like, nope, nope. Oh,
not
nope.
risking that. And it's just, and that's why people feel so hopeless, is because there's nothing fun to look forward to.
Yeah.
And if you do things the right way, it doesn't have to be unsafe. And that's what people forget, is that there's ways to work with this system. Even though I'm like, bleh, sometimes I'm just like, but you can still do it.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's why I love Burnsville. So I will say that I love Burnsville. And it's a good place for all of this to be taking place.
It is. And we're starting to get noticed all around the Twin Cities that like we have all the fun happening stuff. And everyone else
Maybe,
sucks.
maybe to light a fire under some asses in their communities to do. They all suck. You're going
We
to
all
start
suck.
some sort of turf war. I just feel like
I
like
was doing that last night on city council. I was shaming other cities.
oh,
I
so
was
they're going to
calling
be
them
like,
out
bring it,
like big time
do better than
because,
us.
well, so each city got money from the federal government from the Federal CARES Act, which
Oh,
I look at that as we recovered some of our stolen goods,
yeah.
you know,
Might as well.
that the feds take.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not free
and
money.
no, oh, there's no such thing as free money.
There's no
No,
such thing as free money. I tell
that's
people
stolen
that.
goods that we're recovering. And so what most cities and counties did was it's supposed to be for helping your community and also reimbursing your unit of government for direct costs you incurred dealing with like the executive orders and that kind of crap, right?
Yeah,
And which I also agree with, because if government's going to harm you, they need to cough up.
yeah.
So other cities and counties have only designated 10% of their funds to truthfully go back to their community, either as like business grants or residential grants or, whatever that is. And the rest, they're just like paying their payroll with and other bullshit like that, right? Like they're totally just taking it. They're taking it, right? They have
Oh,
reimbursable expenses, but really they're just taking it. They're just going to take it. And, and we didn't do that. We designated like $1 million right off the bat. And then last night we had all these, grants coming in, but we still had 24 businesses that weren't going to get anything, that have been harmed by the government because of the shutdowns, and they aren't going to get anything. And
Yeah.
yes, this is a case of government breaking your leg and then giving you a crutch. I totally agree with that. However, normally they just break your leg and then
Say, sucks to be you, but
yeah, exactly, right? So, and I thought that was unacceptable.
it is.
So, I pushed really hard with another city councilor, and then we got a third vote in, and so we were able to do it. And then, like, I immediately threw down the gauntlet to other cities and shamed them and told them, I can't believe that you're just taking all this money. This is money that's meant to go back to your community because it's money your community paid in, right?
Yeah.
And you're just going to take it. And so I told him, I'm like, that's disgusting and you should be ashamed. So no, I was totally.
I gotta get my shame.
I was ringing the shame bell. Shame.
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 We could show up at their city council meeting and do that.
And ring the shame bell.
Ring the shame
Someone
bell.
should. People should.
Oh, yeah. Go to your city council. If you know they're not using that money for something appropriate, do the shame bell.
And this is across the country. So don't think that this is just Minnesota. This is across the country that people got this money from CARES Act. So
I'm gonna
shame.
Show what it is, because it's a shame gif. Okay, there. I want to find it so people know what I mean. Because
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, right? Okay. Well, where do you go? This is actually I'm watching a show called Ted Lasso, and I found out that this is the lady who's the team owner. So when I see her now, I'm just like, oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna share it so you guys can see what the shame is. So you'll know what to wear. I want you to be appropriate. And okay, do you see what I mean? Shame.
Yes, shame.
So you have the bell, the gray. So you ladies wear that, or anybody actually. Why not? And it could be anybody. So like, just go and like shame them into giving you your money back. Sorry. I miss Game of Thrones, by the way. I feel like there's a whole, I mean, that last season was kind of sketchy in parts. I would probably rearrange things as a writer, but I still love the whole series. That didn't change anything in my mind. It's like, and I feel like
I loved every minute.
Has it been a year yet? Have we gotten past the point where there's spoilers? I mean, it just feels like you even like mention stuff and people are like, I haven't watched it yet. I'm like,
whatever.
Bitch, go watch it.
Bad.
Don't tell me to like not spoil it for you if you haven't watched it for a year. So yes, I mean, every year there's something I loved even more. So I want more of it. And I know with this stupid pandemic, some of my shows, like there's not been a lot of good fantasy for me lately. So I need the dragons and swords kind of stuff to fill my life.
Yeah, although Mandalorian's starting up.
Sci-fi though. Sci-fi fantasy. People like to lump them together. And I mean, I do like both. Because of Baby Yoda. My God. I want all Baby Yoda 24 hours.
Star Wars straddles.
It does, because
sci-fi and fantasy.
The knights,
yeah, because it has mysticism in it and that kind of thing.
Except when they try to change it into like midichlorians and that kind of BS. I'm like, okay, you're trying to over science it. Like, why can't you just let them have magic?
It's just a thing. It's a thing. It's magic. Yeah. And I mean, and that's how I look at it. So I've always seen Star Wars as straddling that line between science fiction and fantasy.
It's like Star Wars, fantasy, Star Trek, totally science.
Yeah.
Except for Q. Q is the only thing that is like kind of like magic in Star Trek.
He's an alien.
But he's an alien, so they can say it's his like type of creature.
Yeah, that's his species.
His species. But they're kind of magic because they can mess with time and everything and make things happen, which like it's kind of terrifying if you think of the Q. Like if they could just walk in and go, yeah, I don't like this this world is stupid, and then they just make it go away. That would suck. But
that would suck.
Okay, so we were talking about city council stuff, and I went on a tangent. So I'm like, we should probably go back to towards that light. come
Find
with
the
me,
light.
come with me to the dark side, Kara. Let's talk about TV all day. Yeah, no.
Well, and I think what everyone's talking about tonight,
Yeah.
all across the country.
Yeah. It's really sad that how do I say this nicely? I can't. I can't. Um
I know.
there's so much heartbreak in our judicial system and the way that somebody can get murdered in their own, in their sleep, and the only justice that they can kind of say is like, well, you could have hurt somebody else, so this is why you're being punished, not the fact that somebody
Yeah.
was murdered.
Well, and that it seems like that whole situation was a big cluster
It is.
because
Oh
so they
man.
had the wrong address for the warrant. Okay, let's back up from that.
Okay, yeah.
This is all rooted in the BS drug war.
Yeah.
Really, that's what this is,
And they
right?
go overkill on the drug war stuff because they think that it's like a war, and they want to go kill anyone that's in there because they figure they're going to shoot back.
Well, it's, I mean, in the 80s, everyone was like, oh, this is the deal. It's all about fighting the war on drugs. And so we as a culture demanded these changes. We wanted changes in laws. We wanted police force to become more of a warrior police force. We demanded all these changes, and we got them.
Right.
And we have been reaping the results of that ever since. So, when we're pointing fingers, that's us. Like, we asked for it. We asked for all of this. So now we got it, and we're getting it good and hard. And
Yeah.
it's not fun. And once you make a big change like this, where you have all the systems change, right? You have the police forces change, you have local units of government change, state and federal government changes, you have your judicial system change, and you have your culture view things, just say no to drugs and all that kind of stuff. Once you get that in place in a culture, it is extremely hard to reverse course.
Oh, man.
And it just goes, right? So that's what we have. So it started with this lovely war on drugs that we have that we just can't seem to exit, even though we know it's awful.
It doesn't do any good.
No, it's completely counterproductive in every way imaginable. And then you pile on top of that it looks like the warrant was sworn for the wrong address. The police were going to do a no-knock, but it appears they did announce themselves. However, like when you're sleeping and you're completely disoriented and someone is busting in and they're yelling and screaming and all that kind of stuff, and the police are pumped up because they're like, this is supposed to be like, these drug dealers and
Ready for
all these
anything.
weapons and, yeah. And so, yeah. So, I mean, you just have a situation that is not going to have a good outcome in any way,
Exactly.
And no, so there's no good outcome. And there is no good outcome on this.
I mean, like,
There is no good outcome on this.
Even if you're going
There's no justice on this.
The drug
It's
dealers.
not possible.
Why is the expectation that they have to kill them? Like, why is it that you were going to go into any house and kill everyone that's in a place? I mean, it's a war mentality instead of like, we're bringing justice and we want to, like, they're breaking the law, but we need them to, like, be tried. Like, that's why we have trials in our country, you'd think.
Well,
Um,
and it is, and it went to a grand jury, and I can tell you why the grand jury didn't indict and only indicted on,
no, no,
but
Kara, I
it's
mean, like,
basically like a reckless firing.
but you kill people before they get trial. It kind of defeats the purpose. I mean, like they could just go in and kill everybody at every place, like you could have a parking ticket and they could go in and kill you.
No,
And
I get what you're saying,
yeah.
but what happened is the police were fired on first.
Oh, because they thought it was an intruder, right?
Right, because
Yeah.
you're sleeping.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
sleeping and someone is screaming and bursting into your home. What are
yeah,
you gonna do?
I would
What
shoot
is
at
a normal
somebody.
person gonna do?
Yeah, you would. I would at least fight, and so I'd get killed too. I would.
That's why this is such a freaking mess. It's
And
such a mess. And there is no justice in this. And it's not possible.
no, there
It,
isn't.
it is not possible.
It's just like it keeps happening over and over again, and I don't know how we can stop this non-stop. It's like every news cycle we get another stupid thing like this happening where people get killed and hurt, and
It
it
starts with us.
yeah,
It starts with us saying, we need to make a change. We need to make a change in our culture, how we're going to end this war on drugs.
yeah, it's not doing any good.
We're not going to be pursuing this, victimless crimes and stuff like that. We're going to make these changes. We're also going to make a change in what we have on our expectation of what we want our police to do and how they act.
Yeah.
They're acting and behaving how we ask them to.
Yes, and we
We asked them to do this.
do that.
This is what we asked for.
I know. It's like protect us at all costs. That's what they did, but is it right? And we get upset, and just justifiably so. We should be upset, but we told them to do it,
right?
So we got
people forget that portion of it. We have criminalized everything.
Yes,
we have police engaging in like going after people for number one, victimless crimes, and the other thing is we have them interfering in what is really interpersonal spats all the time.
Yeah, we
because,
should talk to our
because
neighbors.
we can't be adults. So
No.
we heap all these things on them. We tell them we want them to behave in a certain way. We have pushed them to have a certain culture incorporated, but I will also say on the flip side, just like any other job, there are crappy police in this job, and they make it miserable, not only for you and me, but they make it miserable for their fellow police officers as well.
Because they may have a chip in their, because there's people who have like a chip on their shoulder, they have addiction problems, they have anger management problems.
They're crappy, they're corrupt, they're stupid, they're whatever, right?
But it's like every field you work in, there's like somebody who's like the bad egg. And you're like, but are there more bad eggs? Does it seem like there are more bad eggs lately? I don't know. Maybe some fields it's encouraged.
Well, so I think if you are, so say you work in an office.
Yeah.
And someone is just a jerk, right? They're mean, they're a jerk, and they're crappy at their job.
Yeah.
And they make it miserable for everyone else. But they aren't let go and they aren't punished because they can't be because of the union.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I know about this.
What does that do for morale there? How does that affect all the other workers when they see that this person do whatever the hell they want and there are no repercussions? Yes. The really good people, like that, they either try to soldier on or they get demoralized or they leave.
Yes. That's true. I've had that happen to myself.
What do you start collecting more of?
More bad, well, because then the bad people start, or the people that were good might be like, well, I'm just gonna act like that because I don't give a rat's ass anymore. Or you get like all the good people left and then you more and more bad people, and so then everybody turns bad.
So I mean, and that's a problem. That's a systemic problem in it. So I mean, we have so many levels of problems in this, and one more layer to this whole problem is our judiciary. They grant search warrants that they should never be granting. They
Yeah.
grant no-knock raids that they should never in a million years be granting as a no-knock raid. I mean, is there a time and a place perhaps for a no-knock raid? Okay, yeah, you can get me there. It's extremely rare, but you can get me there. But
It
with
has
the
to be.
regularity that we have now,
No,
no,
no, and
absolutely
I'm
not.
like, what's happening? Is there some sort of corruption that's making this
It's just being rubber
happen?
stamped. So,
Because they
I mean,
don't
our
care.
judiciary is just like a rubber stamping everything now.
So they trust. Like, oh, you want that? Okay. Instead of going, why do you want this?
And it's because so you have the judiciary, which is supposed to be in the middle, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not supposed to be for one side or another. And then you have the state or county or government, right?
yeah, yeah,
On one side. And then you have the people on the other side. Okay. So
yeah,
those are the two sides. Judge is supposed to be in the middle. But what has happened is the judge and the state and the police are all on one side. They're all buddies. They're all chatting. They all see each other as on on the same side.
yeah. Because they work around each other all the time too.
Exactly. And then that means that they're all on one side, which puts we the people on the other side. So I mean, so that's another problem, right? This is
Yeah.
all connected in.
Ah,
It's not just one little piece.
it's making me nuts. So ah, I just feel so heartbroken because you just
It's
like
awful.
I just don't know. No
Should
matter
she be
how much.
dead? No. Oh my
No,
God,
no,
no.
no, hell no. I mean, but even if we all agree that this shouldn't happen, what can we do to stop it? I mean, it just seems so big. It's like such a big problem.
It is a big problem. And I think some of the first steps are, yeah, end qualified immunity. That's one of the very first steps. Another one is I don't agree with an outright ban of no-knock raids, but no-knock raids should become exceedingly rare. Those just shouldn't be granted anymore.
No.
Another one is if you are going to be busting on someone's home, you it better be the right home.
Yeah. I
That better be
mean,
the right home.
double check. They need to maybe have more oversight when they're going to do a no knock raid. I mean, more like somebody who's maybe outside of the police force watching in and going, hey, this seems like it's getting out of control or something, you know?
And probably the biggest one is end the war on drugs.
Yeah,
This
because
is a medical issue.
it is.
Addiction is a medical issue. You do not you do not cure diabetes by sending someone to jail. So you're
No.
not going to cure addiction by sending someone to jail. That's not how this is handled.
Well, I mean, and you think about this whole year, there's so many people struggling with depression and anxiety, and now they're probably addiction's probably snowballing out of control.
It is.
Um, and so then more and more people die because it becomes what they see as more of a problem.
Yeah.
But maybe that's not the way we should be dealing with it. Is instead like look at what's leading to this depression and anxiety. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And when you look at addiction, when people are addicted, they are self-medicating because they have a problem.
Yeah.
There's some problem that they can't
Work
solve
around.
themselves.
Yeah, and
So they're trying to figure out how to solve it. They're doing it the wrong way, but they're trying to figure out how to solve a problem. When you solve that underlying problem, the addiction is gone. The
yeah, well,
addiction is a symptom.
exactly. And it's not always so an easy thing to fix, but it's way easier to fix than sending somebody into your house to shoot you in the middle of the night.
Right. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I like I think that we need to approach all of this in a different way.
Yeah, we do. We we need to be decent human beings. We need to stop resorting to force and violence as the very first go-to tool that we have for absolutely everything.
And
you know?
I've had that discussion with people lately that want to just call the cops on their neighbors for whatever. And I'm like, don't do that. Why don't you just go talk to them? And they're like, well, they're not going to listen anyway. Have you tried? You know, it's better than having the cops show up and then something going wrong and maybe
And
them getting shot or you getting shot. Who
does
knows?
does it really matter?
No, that's it. And they get so wound up with these little things that the things don't really make any sense anymore, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And, and that gets back into, why are you calling the cops for your interpersonal spat?
Yeah. And that's a big part of it is like we can't be grown-ups anymore. People don't know how to grown up.
Yes. Do your
As
adulting.
be an adult. Do the adult thing. Yeah. I mean,
And I mean, don't people remember that tall fences make good neighbors?
oh God.
A privacy fence can cure a lot.
It really has. I know the benefits of that from points
Yes.
in my life. So I get it. And some people I get you can't always talk to, but sometimes you just like build that fence. Sometimes there are other solutions to your problems than instead of having violence. Violence should be your last option.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. I didn't know we were going to go down this rabbit hole, Kara.
Well, I'm like, do we talk about it? Do we not? Everyone's talking about it. Like
Everyone's
it's
talking
it's
about it.
it's it's the main topic. And I know that there are a lot of protests and visuals going on tonight.
Yeah.
Um, and I am hopeful that they stay peaceful. I don't know that they will.
I think as the night goes on, it might not, but what I saw earlier in the evening, it was very peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, because I mean, cities are just watching and waiting to see if it gets violent, and then they can discredit your movement. They can discredit your protest. They can, but but I also get the fact that people are frustrated because they're like, you know what? We've been peaceful for decades
And you keep
and nothing
killing
has
us.
happened. So what do you want from us? Like, we've already
Exactly.
tried that. And we've tried protesting and people get angry at us for that. And we, so I understand that too. Like, I get that.
Oh,
But I mean, my hope is that everyone is safe, and that
I
whatever activism you choose, you stay safe.
exactly. That's all I hope for everyone.
Because we all got to come home to our kitties.
I know. Well, and I have friends that live up there, and we all have friends that live like in these communities, and
Mhm.
they have businesses in the communities, and it's so many people hurting, and
It is.
it, it's just like if this didn't happen in the first place, think of how many people would be so much happier. They'd have their homes
No.
not. Um, oh, I don't know. I just feel like I've talked about this so much that it hurts my brain even thinking about it. What's it gonna be like when we don't have like this crazy ass year? I hope it's not. I hope it's full of cute fuzzy animals and
Prairie
happy
dogs.
prairie dogs as far as the eye can see. And you're just like prairie dogs. I mean, oh, here's it's heartbreaking on both sides, but it shows how the establishment control doesn't work.
Yeah.
I agree. I gotta look and see who that was because I had it. Who said it? Who said it? I don't have it. Nope. Gosh, Facebook. After Facebook changed, it ruined my life. No. How about that?
Damn you changing your AI. I'm mad at you.
It's Alicia. There we go. I refresh it. And
And
yeah,
Alicia's correct.
she is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I think our system isn't working and we definitely need to tweak the hell out of it. If nothing else, maybe start over, but that seems a little extreme, but maybe that's what we got to do. I don't
Yeah.
know. Hey, so
Yes.
we have 5 minutes left of the show.
Yes.
Should we talk about good things since I feel like I depressed the hell out of myself. I'm like,
Yes.
ugh.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Now I gotta remember what my good thing was, though. Oh my god. Ugh. So anyway, shit, I did it to myself. Um, what was my good thing? God.
What was your good thing?
Well, finally coming back here and getting to talk to you after your long trip. I've been lonesome, and you know, I actually okay. This is totally lame ass shit. Work related, which I
Mhm.
don't talk about much. But I was having so much trouble doing all this billing, which is such a
Right.
lame thing to talk about. But I figured it out this week. High
Yay!
five me. And so now I feel like I'm back on track, and like there's some good things going on now.
Good.
So and we had our big rah-rah meeting at work, and everybody's like, it's not as bad as we thought, because it looks like things are turning around. So Heather's gonna be good. And I
So,
feel like
did you hear about the fire alarm that happened with our men this weekend?
yes. oh, because you guys have like Google
Yeah,
like
so we have those Nest fire alarms in our
it's
house,
hilarious.
and it's hooked up to my phone. And so I'm getting ready to have dinner with my parents and my son and his fiance, and we're, doing the special celebratory dinner, right?
Yeah.
And my husband's at home, and Heather's husband joined him, and they're playing video games and drinking beer and having a good old time. And I get an alert on my phone that there's smoke in the house. And the first alert that I get, I kind of laugh and I go, "Oh, dinner must be ready."
Yep. And it
And
was.
we kind of laugh. And then I get another alert like a few minutes later. It's going off again, and I'm like,
Oh no.
God, can't they open the window? What's going on with them? And so I text them and just say, just checking to make sure everything's okay. I'm getting the alarm on my phone.
Yes.
And so then I don't think anything of it. And we get our menus and we're starting to order. And then I get another alarm on my phone
No.
that now two of the smoke detectors are going off, not just one, but two
Oh,
now
so
are
you're
going
like,
off.
it's getting real.
And I'm like, the hell? So at that point, I try calling him.
No.
No answer, no answer. And I try calling several times. No answer. I'm texting.
Oh,
No
come
response.
on.
And then I get an alert on my phone that says, leave your home immediately, dial 911.
Oh my God. So you're like, okay, I better call 911 for
That's
those
what my
things.
Nest is saying, right? And I'm like,
Yep.
oh my God. So at this point, I'm picturing that the guys are out somewhere. We live
Yep.
in townhomes, and maybe a neighboring townhome caught on fire and smoke is pouring into my townhome, and Mabel is hiding under a bed
Oh, save
and
my cat. Help
coughing
me. Help
and
me.
getting ready to die.
Yeah.
Like this is now what I am full on picturing.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, I'm in Colorado. I can't just dial 911, right? Because that puts you through to Colorado
Yeah.
dispatch.
So did you call like the
So
city?
I'm trying to look up what phone number to call directly and all this. So and I finally get a phone number and call, and I'm telling them the whole thing, and I'm telling them, I don't know that it's a fire, but I am getting these alerts, and it's been 27 minutes at that point, and
My
like,
husband hasn't gotten back to
and
me.
yeah, and he, won't return my calls, and my cat is in
Save my cat,
which
God
at
damn
that
it.
point, when I'm telling him that, Mabel is in there, I'm like, I'm starting to like choke up, and
I would
my,
cry.
the cat's there,
Oh,
yeah, oh yeah. So yeah, it's getting fun. So
oh no, Kara.
so then I text Tracy one more time and say, I called 911 and I gave him the code to our garage.
Oh geez.
Surprisingly, I get a call immediately.
Yeah. Like, hey, not only is this going on, but I called the fire department. Oh, Rory's here.
Hi,
Oh,
Rory. He wants to hear this story.
Yeah, he thinks this is hilarious.
So
He goes, "What about
then
Mabel?"
then they call, and yeah, it was totally just a pizza that was out of control in the oven with cheese melting and burning everywhere.
Oh
And
my
so
god.
Tracy had to stand outside and meet the fire department and tell them, nope, just me making dinner and not
Oh.
returning my woman's call.
Yeah, if he had just returned the call, it wouldn't have happened.
Oh, shit. Exactly.
Oh. Well, I'm glad Mabel was okay and your house didn't burn down.
Exactly. Oh, we have a one nice thing.
Oh yeah,
Is that Alicia's or?
here's Alicia.
Yay! That is an
Coming this
awesome thing.
weekend. And I'm very excited. We get to hang out and make steaks by the lake and enjoy the scenery of the beautiful leaves. It is going to
Yes,
be
because the maples
so
here are turning.
gorgeous right now. And this is Rory's good news is that he went to the vet today, which wasn't the good news.
Good
And
boy,
he
Rory.
was feeling very good afterwards. So he went and took a nap and now he's ready to go get pets again. So he's feeling good now. He hates going
Good
to the
kitty
vet.
cat.
So that's his good news.
Well, now we're over time.
Now we are. Well, that's all right. I was really glad to get to talk to you, Cara. This has been
Yes,
very good to see you
absolutely.
again. And I hope everything goes good for the weekend and get to give Joe Jorgensen hugs and whatnot. And
Yes, and have fun at your Biederman family event.
yes, and we're going to go see the Mayfields too. It is grown, yes, exponentially. So
Yeah, it sounds like it.
it will be fun.
Awesome.
So I hope you have a good weekend. And then next week we will see all of each other back for Sweet Subversives next Wednesday.
Yes.
And I will put this I'll do this. Look. And if you want to support us, go to our Patreon. We'd love that. When we do have one day, I'll have to go look at it again. If someday somebody will support us, and we will talk about it on the show. So have a good week, guys. Let's see if I can get my crap together. See you all later. Take care. Love you.